let's skip over to China, then we'll come back to the subject. Everybody knows about this balloon, maybe two that have been flying over the United States. For the life of me, I can't understand. It's a spy balloon. Nobody disputes it. It's enormous. The payload is equal to a jumbo jet, and it went all the way across the United States, all the way across the country. It's got cameras, it's got sensing equipment on it. It started in Alaska, went over Montana, and ended up being shot down finally when it hit the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Joe Biden, who loves China, in the beginning said, well, we can't do anything about it. And then the public outcry from Democrats, too, bless them for speaking out, said this thing has got to be taken down. But it flies all the way across the country, takes all the pictures it wanted to. The Chinese government originally said it's for meteorological research, for civilian purposes, and it accidentally left Chinese airspace, went all the way around the world, right, to the United States. The Pentagon said they couldn't shoot it down because it might land on somebody's property or hurt somebody. It finally got shot down, okay? Finally. What does China say? Now that we shot down their spy balloon, they might, in their words, be tempted to shoot down a civilian airliner. I mean, what Joe Biden did was show so much weakness. It's astounding. And you literally have both sides of the aisle condemning the president for not protecting American sovereignty from obviously an enemy of the United States. Mm-hmm. What in the world is going on? Why did Biden let us get spied on?
If you ask me on a personal level, he's owned by China. China owns Beijing, Biden, China, Joe. You know what, Barry? This balloon was in the United States of America twice. They were monitoring it. It's been reported that they were monitoring it when it left China. When it left China, they said they were monitoring it. When it came into U.S. airspace, they should have automatically shot it down. It shouldn't have been a question about it at all. Then it went through Alaska, went through Canada. Trudeau knew that it was in Canada. The report has it. And he did nothing about it. He said, oh, it's traveling back down to America. Let it go. So it went from Alaska to Canada, back into the United States of America on the West Coast, traveled across the country, flying over missile silos, turning at certain positions, certain points, it's turning, and then it ends up on the East Coast. And then all of a sudden, then they shoot it down. Now, also on top of that, Barry, the Pentagon said that they jammed any communication from the balloon going in or out. That's an absolute lie. Because if they actually blocked the communication, Barry, how was it turning? How was it still turning? How was it still getting directions from China in order to make those turns if they jammed all the communications to it? It should have just went haywire and just blown wherever the wind was blowing. But they didn't. They're lying to every last one of us. They could have shot it down in the beginning. They waited until it gathered all of the data that it was using, and then they shot it down. And here's the biggest catcher of all of this, Barry. They're trying to say that they had balloons flying over America when Trump was in office. But Trump wasn't aware of it, is what they're saying, right? They're even saying the Pentagon wasn't even aware that they were flying balloons over the U.S. when Trump was in office. Well, how do they know they were flying balloons over America if they weren't aware of it? They're just saying this, trying to say, well, it's not that bad, but it is that bad. It's even worse. And on top of that, Barry, if there was a single balloon that was flying over the country when Trump was in office, they wouldn't say it was from China. They would say it was from Russia. Putin sent the balloon over here and let it go from the West Coast to the East Coast, and Trump didn't shoot it down, but that didn't happen. In this case, it was China, and even China admitted to it. And they said, Barry, that it was for climate. Well, because the stupid Americans, they believe in climate change. So we'll just tell them it's a climate weather balloon. And they'll be like, oh, okay, this is great. Get whatever data you want. This is complete threat to our national security. They know it. The Biden regime knows it. The Democrats know it. The Republicans know it. But is anything going to actually come out of it? And the only reason why he shot it down when he did is because he's getting ready to do his state of confusion. And he didn't want to have to talk about it.
I like that. All right.